Hey guys, it's Rook. Thanks for checking out Speed Duel Showdown number 3, our biggest showdown to date with 32 entrants and over $180 in prize money. Shout out to a Lamb Lion, a Speed Duel League. He guest hosted this one. You'll be hearing him today on the commentary. Enjoy.
Your guys' screen should, plus 32 is a really nice number to start on. Your guys' screen should just take you straight to the pairings. And then I'm gonna let you guys know, just find your opponent and start your match. There's no time limit, there's no anything like that. Scroll down, find your opponent. And then you can actually click on the names of your opponent and then like immediately message them. And just be like, hey, I'm hosting, hey, you're hosting or whatever. Go into the speed duel section, the duel room. Host a match, the other person join the match, and then I can spectate the match from this screen. So this is a nice little feature that Dueling Book has here that I'm testing out for the first time. So yeah, start your matches whenever the second you guys get your opponents and you're ready, go ahead and start it. I'm gonna find one. What do we want to spectate? Let's see. Tetra versus Boss. Let's spectate that one. Yeah, so see here, you can start Watch Duel. We're gonna wait for Tetra Boss. If not, we're gonna find somebody else. If they don't start soonish. Do I have to do judge stuff? Of course, Nightblader. What the hell am I supposed to do? You think I got time to do judge stuff? Let's see, we're gonna do Tetra, and we're gonna do, I really don't remember what, I hope Boss's Dueling Book name is just Baus. It's just Baus. Is play match true? Am I supposed to do something? Demon, I'm supposed to set something up? Play match true. We're just gonna spit our bets. Let's see. Expected in gum. Very well. How many packs of gum is that? Let's see. So we've got that. We've got that. We've got that. I think that's everything. Okay. Is Tetra ready? God, Tetra. We're gonna watch calls in Nathan or not. Okay, why not? Let's grab that and that. Pay no attention to the scoreboard. We're gonna edit it. We got Nathan or not in the top. A calls in the bottom. Round one, baby. $100 on Ursus. That's a safe bet. What do we got? What comes down? Merrick, that's gross. Weevil, also gross. Ew, maybe we picked a bad match. So most likely Moth and Shadow Reborn. No, I'm kidding. I love doing that during the extra. If somebody's got like the Bakura skill and they're just like, oh dude, you're playing Dark Necrofear? I love that deck. Crazy, man. But no. Breaker comes down. 2 sets out of Moth. Interesting. So it doesn't seem like it's regular Moth. Unless he's bluff setting Night Beams. Yeah, I like went left to right, or from right to left for some reason. And missed out on the little kid. Breaker comes down. Flip up the TP. That is correct. TP must be flipped at the start of the duel. Luckily, it is mandatory to flip it over, but luckily the game state is easily repairable, so you just flip it up. Breaker into breaker action. Oh yes, but he's got 2 back row. Do any of them do anything? No. I guess that means there's Zomas? Yep. Zoma 1. Do we see Zoma number 2? Might have been worth it to remove the breaker counter, pop a back row, and then he has to play into your 3 back row, but disqualify him. Forgot to flip up his TP. That's a game loss. Oh, if it was like that, I don't think anybody would play that skill. Too like nervous to just forget to do it right whenever you start the turn and just auto lose. I should be checking out the Discord to make sure nobody's having problems. Yeah, to get into matches, you have to host your matches. Read the sign-up instructions, whatever. I listed out a nice 7-step process. Zoma coming in, but Breaker. Or sorry, but Dust Tornado says no. My 3rd monitor died, man. This sucks. I have to like swap between the stream chat and like Discord. Swift Gaia. Okay, that's gonna be 23 if he takes this. He does. Gets a counter on TP. Only the first counter at the game, though. That's interesting. Paranoid comes down in the end phase. It's the only card in his hand, so if a college has something, if he has like a Dust Tornado or something, he can pop it. Cosmic could banish it and give him another TP counter. Book will send it to the grave. Never really like this because they just put it back. And it kind of sucks. I mean, if they don't redraw it, it's fine, but he can technically put it back if he wants to. Skill, there we go. Second part of the skill. Shuffle the Paranoid back into the deck. And draw one card. +1 smile. What does he have with the 2 cards? It's a Swift Gaia face down, 2100 defense. Breaker not big enough to get over it. Might just remove a counter because it shouldn't really matter if he's got 19 or 16 attack. He does. It's a Nightmare Wheel. Still only the 1 TP, or 1 counter on TP. Let's check out the grave real quick. Dust, Book, Nightmare Breaker. Swift Gaia probably has regular Gaias. Zoma and Dark Moth. I'm a fan of Zoma and Dark Moth, to be honest. I like the extra win condition. It used to be a thing back early days of Dark Moth, whenever the starter decks first came out, pre-Battle City box. Nathan thinking Nobleman of Crossout in the main deck. Cosmic Cyclone to hit the other back row. Is he going to Paranoid his own Breaker here and bring down a Moth? There's the Paranoid on his Breaker. He's just going to bring out the solo Moth to get over the Gaia. Kaj will have 1 card with 2 counters on TP. It may be worth it if he sees a monster to just summon it face up, so we can get the 3rd counter on TP. He has full life. Sees a back row card though. Risky. Here comes a Night Beam possibly from Nathan. Hasn't seen him yet. Breaker. Is it a Nightmare Wheel or a Zoma? Could be a Dead Dust. Shrink, that will allow him to survive the turn. And now Nathan, I don't think, wants to attack. Because that, it won't be lethal and it will give a college the 3rd counter. So the Shrink is actually not that bad of a top deck. I feel like it was incredibly risky to let it go into the I think he should have shrinked in the standby phase, because if that was a Night Beam, it would have just come down and popped the Shrink. But little risky, never punished. Anybody having any trouble? Again, if you guys are having issues, once you've signed up, all you have to do is host the match. It's just like you're hosting a Speed Duel unrated match. And your opponent joins and they play, and the system knows that that is your tournament match. He swings with both, so he's got the 3 counters. And it does nothing. What did he not see? Did he not have an out to the Breaker? He did have a back row as well. Nathan did have a back row, so. What could a Kulj have drawn in TP Warrior? Probably a Dust Tornado, if I had to guess. Why is my name purple? Or is that like a weird after effect of my screen? I want Moth to die. Maybe in GX, maybe. I think once we start getting decks that can bring out multiple monsters in one turn, Moth won't be as good. But there's almost no decks that can bring out 2 monsters per turn. Once we get one though, I think the Moth OTK will become less reliable. And once it becomes less reliable, one of the downsides is that you have to play 5 cards, and after the Moth play, usually the cards that you have left in your deck are dead. So if you like use 1 Paranoid, even if you get the double Moth, you have 2 Paranoids left in your deck that are pretty much dead. If you shuffle back in the Paranoid after you do the Moth play, so you have 3 Paranoids that are in your deck that are dead, and if you didn't OTK them, that might start to catch up with the deck. But we'll see what else we get in GX. I'm hype. I'll cover some of the leaks that came out. There's nothing special, but we have 5 confirmed characters now. 1 confirmed card, 5 confirmed characters. Hopefully they don't blue ball us and like not give us any information for the next like 5 months and like wait until like 1 week before the box comes out before we figure out what the cards in the GX box are. But we'll go over it at the end of the stream. Just cover it briefly. Looks like we're crashing 1900 into 1900 again. And he lets it go through again. I think Nathan just doesn't really have... Maybe he has Book, and that's all that I can think of. That would like side. And there's no point in booking a Gaia. That's one of the really nice things about Gaia is everybody plays books, and Gaia Doesn't really care about book. If anything, he likes getting booked. He will go back up to 2300 attack instead of being at 19 from his effect. So nothing's showing up in the Discords. Hopefully nobody's having any issues. But yeah, host matches, everything's in the sign up instructions. Like if you follow the steps and read the steps, everything is like, make sure it's set to match. I think it specifically needs to be set to match. The videos that I watched explaining this system were like very adamant about making sure you are set to match. Ooh, books his own Zoma to get rid of the Nightmare Wheel. Interesting. Did he do it? Okay, he did it in Marco's draw phase. So that Zoma is dead for this turn. It cannot be activated. But Akalj now has a dead Nightmare Wheel, so... -1, I guess -2. Or, sorry, not -2. -1 for Nathan, but also -1 for Akalj. Losing the Nightmare Wheel, losing the Book of Moon. And we see 5-3 the card count. 5-4. And really 4-4, because this Nightmare Wheel is completely dead now. No counters on TP. No monsters summoned by Nathan either. I'm not sure how many you would have though, probably 3. What happens when Parasite Paranoid targets a monster which in chain gets booked? So if you activate Parasite Paranoid and then you chain Book of Moon, that would cause the Parasite Paranoid to go to the grave. In the North American Extra, they leave it in the hand. That is not the correct ruling. There's a ruling straight from Konami. Goes to the grave, but North America unfortunately decides to do things differently. Nightmare Wheel on Zoma. Bro, if we regressed 1 full year, we're back to post Twisted Personality match Millennium meta. Nightmare Wheels on Zomas. Let's see. I love this setup though. You guys will see why this setup is so nice. I'm just not seeing this message. Hopefully the guy didn't need a... Nope. Yeah, once this match is over, you can just like quit the match and then... Oh wow, I can also give people... Wow, I am so powerful in this format. I don't think you guys can see this because my camera... Let me like move my camera real quick. Up like here. I have the power to give people losses and cancel the duel. Isn't that neat? This little setup is awesome. I can pause the game. Dude, I'm like Thanos over here, man. With the gauntlet, I have all the power. Now whenever I see my friends about to lose, nah, pause game. Opponent loss. Nightmare Wheels, 2 Nightmare Wheels have gone through, both have gotten booked. This TP's been up for so many turns, no counters. Nathan's doing a really good job of keeping them off. Gaia over Breaker. And unfortunately, all of his back row are stuck here. Who won game 1? I totally... Oh my gosh. I'm just the worst host ever. There is... Okay, yeah, Nathan won game 1. Okay, so we have... Boop. Nathan's got it. We figured it out. Down comes Paranoid, off goes Gaia. If he has a Blackluster, see if this card is tributed, you can add a Blackluster Soldier monster from your deck to your hand. Oh no! 2 Moths. He's at full life. He needs spheres in the hand or this is game. It is Seagull Elim. No takebacks. Once you lose, you're out. Does Akalj have anything? Gentlemander. Oh no. Nothing. Maybe if he had a Gentlemander, he could have. If he had normal summoned a Gentlemander, maybe he could have brought out another one. I don't know if he had a second Gentlemander. Let's see. Some matches have already happened. Let's get some more round 1 action though before we hop into these round 2. Cursive taking it. Beast going on. Let's see. Ursus is in his match. He's a 2-time finalist, 1-time champion. Kaiba v Kaiba. Oh no. Did we just walk into a Union's Mirror match? Oh no, I'm sorry guys, I keep picking the worst matches. Hanger got cycloned, interesting. How will Zayd recover? Play round 2, yep, there's no time limit. Play as soon as your match is, as soon as your opponent is ready. I'll ping everybody that, just to make sure. As soon as you have your next round opponent, you guys can start your match. No wait. Yeah, this format is like rapid fire. You just go, man. Just go. Don't worry about the stream. We'll catch up. We'll catch up to you, okay? Just go. This is 1-0, but 1-0 to who? Does this mean the person up here? Anybody know? Anybody play enough Dueling Book to know if this goes to Ursus or if this goes... I think this is the host. Right, so Zayd is hosting the game. Right? Let's see. So we've got... Sin Ursus. I need like a new scoreboard thing. I hate how it puts like red lines underneath. I wish I could like right click them and do like the add to dictionary or whatever. Can I do that? No. No. You just have to deal with the red squiggly lines. Left is red. Okay, so Zayd should be up 1. That's what you're saying. And if that's not what you're saying, then we'll just blame you, Tetra. 180 Showdown next week. Oh my gosh. If I did these every week, that would be the end of the Speed Duel League series, for sure. I'll do like 500 a month in Speed Duel League prizes. But that, no more. No more. And some of those aren't announced yet and whatever we're waiting on. I'm just chilling, waiting. I at least want to wait until after October 15th. That's like the extended deadline for tax returns. So September 15th, if you own a business, your tax returns are due. September 15th, and then October 15th, your individual returns are due. I don't think the IRS extended them. YZ versus YZ. But Zayd has 2 back row, and Ursus only has 1. I'm surprised nobody had any issues. That actually makes me very happy. Which start? Yep. Yep. Start round 2. Start the finals, man. If you guys are in it. Don't even need to post match results or anything. How awesome is this? You just go. Just go. The system keeps track of everything. It's so much better than challenge, in my opinion, for this kind of format at least. So scramble comes down. Zayd Boy gets a Z and a Y plus the YZ, but the YZ has more defense than attack, so 1 YZ is enough to just wall this entire board. Zayd doesn't have anything in the grave to banish to make a bigger purple boy. The back row could be offerings. Zayd is waiting, he's thinking. So he could also have a book, pitch a card and pop it with YZ's effect. I need to memorize sleeves, because like in Dueling Book, in order to get specific sleeves, you have to have like a certain number of wins. I don't know if either one of these sleeves means like high-rated player with a lot of experience or literally default sleeve that everybody gets. I don't know. But, okay, so you attach the Z, normal summon Z, activates another Z, is a soft once per turn. So this Y is now boosted up to 27? Jeez. That'll kill the YZ. And it's protected from an attack. Sorry, not an attack. It's specifically 2 forms of destruction. Ursus does have Union Scramble, though, gets back the YZ. So he's got 1 YZ to banish. Zayd Boy also has, 1 Scramble to banish. Zayd also has 1 Scramble to banish. Pleb sleeves. Don't worry, I only have pleb sleeves as well. Only a spot. Maybe I'll do a Road to Rank 1 or something challenge. It's almost impossible to get to Rank 1 though. Almost impossible. Have you seen Justice's rating? Good luck. I think Mike's beat it once, but I haven't checked. We'll also check the Dueling Book. We have some announcements to go over. At the end of the stream, we'll check the Dueling Book top 5, win a box, GX box, all that stuff. So stick tuned after the tournament, like 5 minutes, maybe 10. Sometimes I like to talk a lot. E-time hardly has players. Unlucky. What do you mean? Justice is Italian, and he's rank 1. I'm kidding. So what is Ursus gonna do? It's still Zaidboy's turn. Hasn't he already attacked with everything? 1 attack, 2 attack? Yeah, okay. Were we lagging? Oh, okay, that's what super lag. Holy. Rooster, is that you, Ben? Let's see. So he does banish, he gets back a YZ. Is that really all he has? He doesn't have an X. Can scramble to add back. This Y is causing all sorts of problems. It can't be offerings. It can be booked, and both of these E's get detached from it. So I'm assuming Ursus doesn't have a book. Zaid also sitting on 1 last back row card. I mean, you can just see the pressure where it's like Ursus had 6 cards between his graveyard and banish, and Zaid has 1 and 1. And Ursus is down 1 last probe. He's only got 4 left in his extra deck. Yeah, ladders don't necessarily mean everything. It's definitely just more of a time investment. A time sink, just play a crap ton. I think they can mean things, but it's not quite the same. You know, I think high-rated players are almost always like at least solid at the game. I always keep checking on that Discord and make sure nobody's struggling. Yep, no need to report anything. Just once your match is over, go right into the next match. We are in Dueling Books tournament system, keeps track of everything. Speed Dueling win about exactly. Literally more important than Konami giant cards, sadly. This Konami only lets like there's only like 20 people. So, I mean, this basically is a bigger giant card. This is like what we had 32 people. Has a giant card event ever gotten to 32 people? The YCS side events? I don't think so. Insta tabbing into judge rules. All right, you got it, the Nightblader. I trust you. Let's see. Hopefully one day judge rulings won't even be an issue. You just log into the Master Duel game they got coming out and just plug it into Master Game. Whatever happens in the Master Duel or I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Master Duel game that they're coming out. You just recreate the scenario in Master Duel, play it. That's the ruling. Move on. Finally, all the regions are unified under one set of rules. So he's gonna Cyclone to banish the Z here, which now means that Zaidboy, the attack continues. He's swinging a 21 into a 22. Zaidboy has a chain though. And it's over. Ursus out round 1. It happens. We'll just leave it. Zaidboy takes it 2-0. Got a good feeling about Zaidboy, man. We might be seeing more of him. Let's see if we got any more matches. Any round 2 matches? Nope. Well, we got some round 2. Some round 2. Any interesting round 1s to finish watching? Let's finish watching Tetra and Boss, and then we'll move on to round 2. So it is 1 apiece. What we got here? Mouse. The mouse. And then we got Tetra here. And it is 1-1. So this is game 3. Look at these intimidating obelisk sleeves. Ursus was our 2nd place last showdown and our winner from the first showdown. This is showdown number 3. Ursus won the first one, 2nd place in the second one. He's out. Tetra won the last one. He won showdown number 2. I don't think he played in showdown number 1. But he finished, he won the last showdown. So this is our previous showdown champion. Ursus is out. Perhaps Tetra is out round 1 as well. Tetra, focus on your game. Looks like you need help. What is going on? Holy, this is so laggy. Too many people, man. Our tournament broke. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea why it's so laggy. Proceed in a frontal direction. Let's see what Baus wants to do. Night Beam's the book. Baus playing most likely Dark Moth. Tetra's a dirty interconflict, but they're both dirty players. Only Spellproof Armor players truly interest me. Sets a monster. Dark Moth almost always plays obnoxious cards. Newdoria, Maneater Bug, stuff like that. So Tetra's just gonna take it. Fuck yo, Maneater Bug. I ain't dealing with that shit. Ooh, he said a Paranoid. Oh no. Completely baited. Tetra flipping it up so the screen can see. Oh no. What is this? Is that like a diaper emote? Doesn't tell me. I don't know what your emote is. But yeah, oh no. He snags a completely dead Paranoid. Good bluff by Boss though. I don't know if he had no choice but to bluff that. Maybe he's got like 3 Paranoids in his opening hand, or if maybe Tetra already showed this strategy, like game 1 or game 2, he immediately interconflict and took the monster. But it is a Paranoid, which is going back in the deck. So Tetra paid half his life points. He will get to summon Kaiser Glider, but he didn't really take anything from Boss here. Spell Cancer, oh yeah. Spell Canceller, ugh. Can still get a Moth from the hand though, with a Paranoid. I've done that to a player. So Tetra thinking, he can attack here for 24. I guess he's just thinking about what back row he specifically wants to set, but 3 back rows looking nice. This will be 24, so Tetra lost half his life, but he made Boss lose more than half his life. Worth. Boss can have 5 cards. He can put the Paranoid back up to go to 6. Ooh, a Nodori already died. Did it kill something? I think it killed the Gaia. Okay. Yep, Boss gets the draw. How did this breaker get banished? Oh, Allure. I'm dumb. Night Beam number 1. I wish I had, what is it? God, what is it? It's not Lottery. It's like, the Jeopardy. It's not Jeopardy. It's the Wheel of Fortune spin music or whatever. Because you're literally just guessing which one you want to pop. He hits a Shrink. That's a decent one to hit. I mean, if the Paranoid goes off on the Kaiser Glider, the Shrink is not that good of a one to hit. I guess Shrink would, if you shrink a Moth, it wouldn't be game anymore. We'll see if Shrink is a good hit. Shrink being a good hit is a maybe right now. We'll need to see how the rest of the turn plays out. But if he hit something like Book, or that would have been a good hit, because that can stop the Paranoid play. Here comes the skill. He's going to be shuffling back into Paranoid. It was in his grave from last turn. Draw 1. What does he want to do? I feel like... Did he even have another... Maybe he didn't want to risk a Book of Moon, because he could have Paranoided... If he had multiple Paranoids, he could have Paranoided Tetra's Kaiser Glider last turn, and it wouldn't have gotten booked. But then it gets booked in the standby phase, and maybe Boss just doesn't want to have to deal with that. So maybe if he has enough back row cards, he's just going to pop all the phase. And it looks like he does. He also has a breaker to pop that. So he got rid of everything. The Book was already in the grave, so that's from a previous turn. He got rid of everything. Tetra doesn't have skill here either to get rid of them off. So he needs Sphere Kribo to stop this Moth swing. And I have no idea what he needs to top deck, because he can't use his skill. He already used it and he took a completely dead Paranoid. Nope, no second Moth. Close though. Back row card, not bad. Is this gonna be Tetra and Ursus going out round 1? Battle phase. Tetra preemptively throwing out the Sphere. Judge. So he's just gonna take the 16, so Tetra will get 1 draw here. I have no idea what he can draw to get out of this. Creature swap. Here comes the Aerosol. Ace, you lost. Unlucky. That's okay. We do these every week. Don't even worry about it. He equips Kaiser Glider. Activates Book of Moon, targeting. No, it's over. Tetra and Ursus both at. Sometimes it happens, you know? Wait, what did I just give Tetra the plan? And open up my paint screen? I need to take a break. We just started and I need to take a break. It was over no matter what you drew. All right, we're gonna get out. It's getting heated. It's getting heated. We're dipping. Congratulations, boss. Better luck next time, Tetra. Let's see. Let's watch Cursive. Our boy JDG. Oh no. Oh no. This is 1-1, and he's got a fist. Is it a bad time, Cursive? Oh, this is a round 2 match. Our boy Cursive might be gone here. Samuel Best. Cursive, nah, Cursive's got him right where he wants him. Right where he wants him. Three attacks! Windstorm of Ataqua into Aerosol. Into Samuel not having another monster. Yes, it is a bad time. I'm so sorry! Alright, that one's our bad, Cursive. We'll give you $5 for that one. We cost you so much money. Let's see. So that was a round 2. Man. Let's see. Who else do we got? I'm looking for names that I recognize. We already watched Nathan. We already did technically see Boss once. Let's check out Link in Korean. Korean's a Theeg member, right? Korean's one of your guys' if any Theeg members are in the chat. You guys usually slither around, lurking everywhere. We'll do Link. Does it tell us the score? I really like this. It tells us the score now. I don't know if it's always been done then. I'm just blind, but whenever I hosted the series, it would never do that. Let's do Theeg. No, that gives the red lines. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not putting you guys through that. So this is gonna be game 1. Zoma comes up. Who did he swing with? I missed it. All of them are lethal though. If he crashes, he can just swing this Zoma. And he has 3 counters. Can he just swing the Zoma here? At least get a Sphere Creep out of the hand. He also has 3 counters on the TP. He can pop a Zoma. This Breaker's 16, so he would have to swing it into the Kaiser Glider. He does want to pop before he goes into the battle phase. Or no, he's discarding 2 to try and hit the Creepo. So smart. That's how you make it to round 2 in the Showdown. Wait, can I type? Holy. I have too much power. This is too much power dueling, but I can literally type in their chat. Oh my god. Too much power. He doesn't hit the sphere. Oh, it's 50-50. He did have another sphere. It's okay, I think. I think it's okay. I can't believe that. All right, so that was 50-50. He did have a sphere and didn't hit it, but Korea needs some sort of way to get the Zoma off the field because he has no way to get rid of the Zoma without game. Any of these monsters kill the Zoma, his life points will go to 0. Does he see a Cyclone? He's gonna swap some things in defense so that the Zoma can't crash. This will allow, I don't think Zoma, he can just crash this into, he can crash it into Zoma and get 2 counters. Oh, right, he changed something that had a Nightmare Wheel. So the Nightmare Wheel's on the Zoma, we know that now. We know that now. And wait. It wasn't technically over there, I don't think. But, because the Zoma stays in attack, but if 2 Zomas crash, he doesn't take damage, so... I don't know, maybe he didn't know that ruling, unfortunately, but Link gets game 1. He might not have, he might have known that and just been like, ah, screw it, did I lose? I'm over with it, go to game 2. It happens. Yep, Zoma versus, he might not have known that, but it wasn't looking good either way. So they're gonna side. We saw TP versus Inner Conflict. What are some things to do? Very, very consistent decks. Mr. Consistent is both of these decks. Yeah, the burn wheel gives the counters. He was on a 3-turn clock either way. So might have just been like, ah, dude, go game 2, man. TP though, definitely have a resurgence with TP. This card wasn't, or this skill and deck wasn't highly played. Like I want to say about 3-4 months ago. I was only seeing 1 or 2 people play it in the winner box, but now we're up to like 5 per winner box. So definitely got a resurgence of Twisted Personality. Might just be some meta changes. TP up. Probably a new Doria set. Night Beam, Zoma, book. Take your bets. What does Korea want to do? He can just swing into the face down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or... Wait, did Korea go first? Team Zapdos, yeah. It matches like my Nowitzki jersey. Ooh, Zoma, Nightmare Wheel, Zoma. I predicted this to be a book. Unlucky. What is... Well, this would be lethal if this... So the Nightmare Wheel's going to do 500 to Korea, and then these two Zomas over this Gaia will be 38. So potentially game here for Lyric. I think Korea elected to go first because Lyric is up a card. 6-5. I don't know why he would want to go first in this matchup. I guess just to get monster lead. He gets a monster out, then Lyric gets a monster out, then you get a monster out, then he gets a like you keep tempo monsters unless you have trap monsters because he's looking at 3 monsters to 1 monster right now. So he lets the first one go through. He'll take 19. 2 counters on TP. Sorry, 3 counters on TP. Because he gets 1 for the Gaia over Zoma damage and 1 for the Zoma effect damage. Absolutely nasty. Will this be game? Sphere Karibo. Have no fears. Sphere's here. Sexy Armageddon Night sleeves. Don't lose, Korea. Not with these sleeves. You represent an entire country. You can't lose. How are you gonna lose the boring plain doo-doo sleeves? God, so he's only set 1 card this entire... Is he sitting on a bunch of Monarchs? Not a lot of back row to work with. That's no good. Meanwhile, Lyric's seeing a nice blend here. Probably a monster in his hand. 2 more monsters. 3 back row here. Nice blend. But that's just TP, man. TP's a very consistent deck. It's one of the only decks that are played where you don't have to run specific cards to make the skill work. Like with Inner Conflict, you have to run Monarchs to make it work. Moth, you have to run Paranoid and Moth to make it work. XYZs, you gotta run the XYZs. TP is just you play TP, and then the 20 cards in your deck are completely up to you. 20 to 30 cards if you run a run. 30. People do run 30 card stall, unfortunately. Breaker comes down though, pops the Zoma. That's a good one. Needs to pop it because Zoma over Gaia is lethal. Gaia still can't attack because of this Nightmare Wheel. Just gonna need another breaker. Oh no, another Zoma. All 3 Zomas from Link here. Following extravaganza. No, we're following the correct rulings. No, we're following I guess I don't really know what else to call them other than the correct rulings, but or TCGEU if people want it. It's more of just, yeah. Whatever specific card you have though, or whatever specific question you have, you can ask. But I think the main ones are Zoma not taking up a zone, Paranoid going to the grave if book is chained to it, Hades not negating Zoma if it attacks over it, something like that. So close to round, or it's so close to going to round 2 to go to round 2. Unlucky Del Contes. Got a couple people today already that are in the same boat as you. Down comes Lava Golem though, that's gonna do 1,000. The Zoma would be lethal if it goes through. Skill successor to make Link take even more damage. Take that, and it's GG. Link takes it to, was that 2-0 or was that 2-1? That was 2-0. Link moves on to round 3, which I believe is top 8. Man, there's a lot of people in this tournament. Holy. All right, congratulations, Link. Better luck next time. Korea. Looks like Korea top 16 country. Let's see, who do we already watched? Boss. We've watched Nathan. Cursive got clapped. No, I'm kidding. Let's watch Taylor edit Jose. I don't recognize a whole lot of these. Duel is no longer active. Well, there you go. Taylor's going on. Okay. I don't recognize a whole lot of these names. That is definitely a good thing. A lot of newer people coming out that I usually don't see play. Gotta update the scoreboard though. Kind of a pain. So what do we got on the top? Hifd. Hifd. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Tidif. This is a round 2 match. I think we saw someone still on round 1. That's rough. That's rough. How much money? $180. Oh my god. I'm gonna hide that screen. So let's see. So Hefted is up 1, right? That's what we established. Is that this number belongs to this player, this number belongs to the host. Neo, how's it going, buddy? Let's see. Are you high? No. I'm straight edge, bro. Let's see. Ronnie's thinking on something. He's got 2 cards to work with. What could he be thinking about? My god. Widespread and mirror wall and XYZ unions. New meta. What are these cards? This looks like is this spirals? I think I have not played advanced format in so long. I think this has something to do with spirals. I don't know. Let's take stock. So 3 to 2 does banish the XZ. Does he have any scrambles in the grave? He does not. He has widespreads and mirror walls. Oh, Delcaz, this is the guy who beat you? And you want him to do well? That's so nice. Some people would, I don't know, whenever I lose, I hope the guy that beat me gets absolutely crushed. But technically, if you lose and the guy that beat you goes all the way to win the tournament, you can claim that actually you were the second best person in the tournament. You just had to play the first best person really early on. So you now have access to that excuse. If Ronnie goes the distance, or I don't know who you lost to, but if Ronnie goes the distance, or if Hefted, whichever one you lost to, if they go the distance and they win the event, you have access to that excuse. No scrambles, unfortunately. What else do we got? We got, man, Widespread Ruin, okay. Both running Widespread Ruin. You don't usually see the card because Breaker, it's not chainable to Breaker, which kind of sucks. And then Genzo obviously turns it off. Santa Claus, oh, this is Dark Moth, okay, never mind. I didn't see the, okay, so this is Apprentice Moth, okay. I didn't even see his skill. I thought he just was playing Santa in like TP or something. So Ronnie thinking, he's checking out his banished, which means this may be scramble because he doesn't have it in his grave. Hefted 1 card and it did get, did he draw off Santa? I missed it. Okay, he did. He declared its effect. Okay, he's good. He's good. Draw off return 4 cards to 2. Punched him in the face with his own Santa. Paranoids, 2 back row though. I feel like this is not looking good for Hefted, but he did win game 1, so it should be fine. Did I mark that? Yep, game 1. Skill goes off, outcome moth. Do we see a second moth? Oh my god, a second moth. Either one of the attacks is lethal. Paranoid back into the deck, draw 1. And just like that, it's 3 to 3 in card, or I guess 4, but this may or may not count. Depends on if Ronnie's able to summon a Y Dragon Head, which he can if he has Scramble. I'm assuming he has Scramble. He did check his banished, but maybe he just was doing that because he's fidgety or something, you know. Nerves. He's thinking. 2 Moth, though. That's brutal. He has not seen any X's, which in real life is a good thing, but in this duel, not a good thing. Set, he says. Show us, Ronnie. Activate Mirror Wall. Do it. Mirror Force, even better. I wonder if we'll get that in the next set. Probably not. Probably not. Oh, they gave us Dr. Crowler in the next set. So Heavy Storm and Statue of the Wicked confirmed. Flip over the skill. Does this flip over? Each one of these skills is going to be used once per duel. Oh, yep. Flip the card of a judge. Fucking Ron. Could you flip your skill over, please? It's distracting. Oh my god. Can you flip your skill over, please? It's distracting me. Thank you. Scramble. That's just funny. That was just so cheeky. Ooh, did he forgot? I don't know if he forgot or if he only runs 1 Z, but I'm pretty sure he forgot to. He could have equipped a Z off the Union Hanger. Because it's special summoned Y, and then this is anytime, right? when a light machine union monster is normal or special summoned, except during damage step, you can target. So he could have got a Z out, but this deck has so many moving parts, it can be very difficult to keep track of everything. And really the only difference would be he would now have a Z in his grave, which could matter. He has a Y in there as well, so he's missing a YZ right now. He should have access to a YZ, but he doesn't. And he had Scramble, so yeah, he should have a Z. He should have a second XYZ right now, but he doesn't actually have access to it. Paranoid comes down, that will stop, so Paranoid, little known second effect, will turn XYZ Dragon Cannon into an insect and also make any of its effects that activate by targeting an insect negated. So XYZ Dragon Cannon will not pop whichever moth he selected. I didn't see. Super clutch though out of Hefted. Man, he had so few cards. He drew this, didn't he? He put this back. He put the Paranoid back and drew that Paranoid. Wow. Cool deck. Cool deck, and he's up 1-0. Oh no, what could Ronnie's back row be to get him out of this? There's no way Hefted had just drew his second, because he could live this, Union Scramble, and then make another XYZ, and Hefted will have his second Paranoid. It's a lost win. That does cut it in half. Both of these were special summoned, so it will cut its attack in half and negate its effect, which is not a relevant part of the card right now, but this will get cut down to 1750. We don't like seeing 50s in our attack values, but he's got to do it or he loses this turn, so we'll make an exception. Oh, actually, Dueling Book does it all automatically. Never mind. If you're playing by the Extrav, I do everything by like hand, pen, and paper. Not fun dealing with 50s. Not fun dealing with the 50s. So what do we have? Ron was able to survive the turn. He didn't search a Z. He should have a YZ available to him. He should be able to banish the Scramble, have a Z in the grave, a Y, banish the Scramble, get back the X, normal the X, banish all three for an XYZ. And then does he have a second Scramble? No. Okay, never mind. It didn't matter. Because he would have XYZ, but he'd only have one card that he could discard. So he could only pop one. And this moth is, no, it would matter because he could pop this one and then swing over this one. Him, when he summoned his Y, remember XYZ players, when you summon your Y and you have Hanger, you get to attach a Z from the deck. Ronnie not doing it may have cost him the game. He has a Scramble that he can banish to get something back. That's killer. Yep, it's going to cost him the game. Not remembering that his Union Hanger is still on the board and could have searched him a Z earlier in the duel. Taylor watching. And he's just like, oh, I wish I got to play against this XYZ guy who forgets to attach a Z with his Hanger. Darn it. I'm kidding. But he does Scramble for the X, which will give him, he has access to XY. Is he just going to, okay, so he'll have the X, and it gets feared! Oh no. You hate to see it. Unless you're Hefted, then you love to see it. Oh no. I could type to Ronnie and be like, oh, he's gone. Never mind. Unfortunate. Are all the round 1 matches done? Good. So we can start on round 3, or we can check in with our boy Baus. Let's check in on the Wagner Force with my buddy Mike. Chase dreams, not boys. Words to live by. So I have to got it 2-0, and then I'm going to change this here. The Wagner Force. Such a stupid name. It's one of his friend's last name. Scarface 322. The other 321 were taken. So he's got to be Scarface 322. Let me check the Discord. Make sure nobody's heads are on fire. We need a ruling on Parasite and Book of Moon. I think that was already solved. Should be good there. Okay, so apparently, didn't he win? Yeah. Okay. So apparently, if somebody queues up, so I just figured this out, or just had this brought to my attention. When you sign up for the tournament, you have to submit a deck list to Dueling Book. If when you go into your match, you use a different deck list, let me like bring this up. No, let's bring this over here. Let me real quick, I'll bring this over so you guys can see, but not distract. Hopefully you guys can see this. But this message says opponent's name is using a different deck. If you see that message, you need to tell the player that you're playing against to, one second, I need to find out what I'm doing. You need to tell your opponent to go back to the deck that they signed up with. So if your opponent signs up with a deck, and then whenever you host the match, they swap decks, you should get the, I'm assuming that's what this message is opponent is using a different deck. That means that they swapped their deck from the one that they submitted to me whenever they started the tournament. If your opponent does that, you need to tell them, hey, go back to the deck that you signed up with. You cannot change your deck in the middle of a match. Even if you changed one card, you can't do that. So I'm gonna go and make a post on that in the Showdown channel. But so one second here. If you Okay, so I wouldn't make a post, but we're learning. This is my first time doing this system, but apparently that's how this system works. Is if they, I was wondering whenever they like submit the deck list, it's like, can they change that deck list before they play? And now you know, you'll literally get a message telling you that your opponent is not using the deck list that they submitted. They have changed their deck. If that happens, you need to tell them, hey, go back. You're cheating. You changed your deck list after you submitted it. Cheater. Cheat. I almost feel bad ratting him out. I don't think I said his name, but if you guys saw, he's not a cheater. Okay, he might have changed like one card and thought it was okay. But he's like, oh wait, no, I don't want to run this in my side deck. I want a Sphere Karibo on my side deck. I don't know. So that's fine. What happened here? Double? Oh no. What was the score? Wagner Force won game 1, so we going to game... Are we going to game 3? Hype? Game 3, PogChamp? 1 Nightmare Wheel. Huh? Lost 1 life point? Okay, so he takes the 35. Assuming this is attached to this moth. Did he offerings? He did not. It is. We might just be lagging again. So much lag. Ugh. Yeah. It's okay if I'm not going to penalize people, and I definitely don't want to mark people as cheaters for changing out one. You'd be surprised at the number of times where people are just like, hey, wait, one more card, I forgot. Here's the new list. It happens all the time. And it's kind of on me for needing to do a better job of telling people that once you submit your deck, once you sign up for the tournament with your deck list, the only way to change it is to leave the tournament and re-sign up. I think. I'm not an expert at this system, but I think that's the only way that you can change that deck list. So, and some people just don't know that. They're just like, oh, I'll change one card, should be fine. It is not fine. Dueling Book counts every single card you have and keeps track of every card you have. So if you change one card, that message should show up saying they're using a different deck. So let's see. The Wagner Force changing. He's sitting on one card. So this moth is locked. I don't know what this is. It might be a booked breaker or something. Scarface taking his 500. Yeah, Ursus and Tetra are both out. So our finals from last round, they both went out round 1. I don't know if that's exciting or less, I don't know. But a lot of new players. I'm seeing a lot of names I don't recognize, so that's definitely good. Even more once the GX box comes out, you'll see. In 5 months. 5 months, Konami, seriously. It'll have been 15 months since we got new product. Because the Battle City box dropped in like November 28th of 2020. So it'll have been 15 months. for Europe. It'll have been 14.5 for North America. And then who cares about Latin America? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Did he show us this? Crap, I was monologuing. Fuck, we missed it. Alt accounts. I have the other thing that this tournament allows you to do is there's a setting, which I guess if you have like a VPN, it might not matter. I don't know if it changed, but you can only sign up with one IP address. So like one IP address per account. So I think a VPN would get you around it, but fucking VPNs, man. Oh no. Mike is disconnected. Luckily he has a minute and 30 seconds to come back. There is no time limit in this round, Mike. You can't just stall, okay? You're not gonna win by stalling him out. Check the stream, it says no time limit. We'll see if he comes back. Dueling Book has been just so laggy. Do we wait? Do we wait? What do you guys think? Should we wait? Oh, he's back. Okay. Never mind. Don't care what you guys say. My king. Okay. I'll accept it. I'll accept the anointment. So what do we got? One card in hand, and we have been waiting 2.5 minutes to see what it is. Big lag? Yeah, that was a fat lag, jeez. Let's see. Will he set it or summon it, or is it a Sphere Karibo? He's playing Inner Conflict, so it could be a Monarch. We're into the standby phase. Thinking in the standby phase. Oh, he might not know that Scarface already took the 500 from the wheel. Okay, if it is a Kaiser, he does have his skill. Very important for Inner Conflict. It cost Tetra. I think it was Tetra's match where it passed back over and he had to deal with a Moth, but he didn't have his skill. He had already used it to take a dead Paranoid that was set. So we're thinking in the standby phase. Winky face from Wagner. Tilting Scarface and the rest of us watching this right now. Do something, Mike. Oh, I can type in chat. Be like, hurry up. I can't admit defeat. The button is broken. Do you want to admit defeat? Fuck, I can't type. Okay, I think I can do it. Game loss. Woo! Dude, that's so nice. I feel so powerful. You could never do that just spectating a match. So it's 1-1. Yeah, I guess you disconnecting Mike turned off your admit defeat button. I might want to report that bug to Dueling Book. Somebody else do it, not me. Katja Merkanjik's feet. Okay. That's the girlfriend of one of my friends, I think. Katja is her name. Dude, these German name names. Katja? Katja? Katja got your tongue, or Kat got your tongue? That was terrible. Katja got your tongue? Cat. There's a joke there. There's a cat got your tongue joke there. I can't do it though. I have to work right at 9 o'clock Eastern. Oh no. So Mike did stall you out. Nope, you're getting a game loss, Mike. You stalled, he had to leave. Oh. Or no, yeah, it is 9 o'clock. It's literally 9 o'clock Eastern right now. Oh, we put EST though. So technically it's EDT. 9 o'clock EST is he'd still have 1 hour because we're in daylight. Oh. Cheater. Fuck, I can't spell. Cheater. Stalled for time. Knowing that his opponent had to leave. Cheater. Let's see. Is all of round 2 done? Round 2 is done, so this is the top 8. Wow, and Samuel already blasted through. Man, okay, so we got our top 4. Samuel's in it. Let's see. So we can watch Taylor and Hefted. We can watch Hexy and Link. Let's check out Hexy and Link. Why not? Why not? So we are officially in round 3. What was the score? 0-0. Nice. We got in on a game 1 finally. Of course they admit defeat. Alright, well, game 2. So Hexy. Who got it? Link admitted defeat. That means that Hexy's got it. Up 1-0. What happened? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back. Siding for the next duel. Did anybody see what they were running? I missed it. I'd update the screens and whatnot. Let's see. Pinging me, you idiots. I've got not people in the Discord, people in my friend Discord. I've got streamer mode on or whatever. I can't even hear your pings. They're too distracting. All right. Looks like nobody had any issues. That's good. I love this system. It's so convenient. I'm gonna convince Rook to swap over to it. I've already got the channel explaining, giving the instructions on how to sign up, even though some people ignored it and messed up signing up. But still, for the next one will. Oh, it's a TP mirror. Disgusting. And he spelled a lot even more disgusting. A lot is 2 words. So we got a Gaia set 2. So this is pretty much guaranteed a monster. I don't know why he wouldn't set a 3rd if he could. So it's a Sphere, a Breaker, a Gaia, a Nidoria. We'll see what it is. T set. You're playing TP. You gotta have more than that. You can't have 3 dead. Or did he open 4 monsters? There's no way. Win subs? I don't know. Does this channel allow subs? I think it's like I have to stream more to be able to. So was that the one that he just drew, or was that already in his hand? Blastsphere, disgusting. Did we see this from? I don't think we saw Blastsphere the last time we played. Oh no, the Blastsphere. Okay, it is damage that it had on the field. Otherwise, he'd be taking 23 from popping this charging Gaia. No, says Hexy. I think not. Cosmic Cyclone that Zoma, good sir. I mean, he's gonna take full damage either way. I guess the Zoma, yeah, they both do 19. He could have not attacked the Zoma and then saved the Gaia. I think that might have been a misplay, maybe. Because both are gonna deal 19, but now he's gonna have 1 less monster. Whereas if he just stopped this attack and I guess he also gets linked down to 19 though, so we'll see which one he should have done. I think it's something you'll only know in hindsight which one was better. Both of them get 2 counters. One of the secrets to TP is, so whenever you're running a skill that can activate multiple times, usually the person who activates there first is in a better spot. So in this case, Link just activated his because it activates multiple times. So like you play it once, your opponent plays it. You play it, opponent plays it. You're always ahead of them in the plussing. So if the skill activates multiple times, the person who activates it first is usually in a better spot. If the skill activates, I guess maybe Union Combinations is one where I'd have to think more about that. But with TP especially, if it activates multiple times, it's a good spot. Whereas with Inner Conflict, for example, or any skill that activates 1 time, usually if you activate it first, that's bad because you activate it to like take control of the board. And if you don't win on that turn, it goes back to your opponent. They activate it and take it back. And then it goes back to you. They either win that turn or it goes back to you and you can't take it back because you don't have your skill. Your skill is only 1 time. So in this case, Link maybe has a slight advantage here because he was able to get his skill off here first. But Link, or sorry, it's Link's turn, it looks like. Okay, it's just lagging like crazy. Okay. Link did not use his skill to, or sorry, it's Hexy's turn. Okay, there we go. Hexy's using his skill to, man, we are lagging so hard. Honestly, I kind of want to, let's like refresh. We'll come back in and see if that fixes anything. Tournaments. This tournament. Boop. Alright, we back. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any more lag. Guy's not 23. Yep, off the book. This, I think it's this one. It's 23. 101. Yep, Hexy has got the lead. Yeah, so this goes to the host. Host, opponent, tie games. What? It's so disgusting. Pure burn. Oh, and a lava golem. Oh my. Do you know how many? This game does not need any more burn cards. This dude has got all burn. Burn, burn, burn. Burn. Burn, 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 burn. Probably burn. Probably burn. Matt, why did you add this many burn cards to the game? And I'm in Texas. It's hot over here, man. Gosh. Stellar enough. Thank you. I do my best. Burn. Burn. Technically does technically burn. It does cost 1,000. Not burn. Clap, 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 clap. He's got one non-burn card this match. Doesn't burn? What? Why is that in the deck? So he will book down the 2300 Gaia. Hexy's still taking the Mask of a Curse burn. You got rid of one burn card, yes. But what about my other burn cards? Here's Lava Golem for game. That would be the dumbest thing. You Lava Golem, like, get rid of it, just lose. Do it, Link. Summon the Lava Golem. You won't, pussy. He sets his Lava Golem. Interesting. But Hexy needs an out this turn. He needs to do 2100 damage this turn. He will get to pop the mask. So he has 19. This can also come face up, I believe. My girlfriend comes face down. No, but this can get flipped. He's got it. All right, so going to game 3. Or no, I'm so dumb. Hexy gets it 2-0. So Hexy is now also in the top 4. Congratulations. Let's see. We can watch Taylor or Hefted. Let's watch. I'm overruling you guys. I'm being biased. I'm gonna watch my boy Wagner Force. So we got Zaid Boy in the top. This is also in the, I guess maybe it's better if I say top. What is this? Top 16? Does that look about in the middle? Yeah, it looks about in the middle. And then we've got game 1. Here we go. Inner Conflict, take XYZ, Dragon Cannon for Kaiser Glider. Definitely a nasty one to get. If this gets popped, you will be able to return something to the hand? Yes, to the hand. So if Zaid's able to go into another XYZ Dragon Cannon, it will just get sent back to the extra deck. Oh no, but the Kaiser betrays. Does he have, okay, he has Book of Moon. Does this, okay, he has Book of Moon to stop the offerings. Okay, I thought maybe he also has a Zoma that he could bring up and then bounce a Zoma to the hand. That would also work. But yeah, so he offerings, he was going to target the Kaiser Glider. Kaiser Glider is a mandatory effect. So if Kaiser Glider goes to the grave, Wagner would have had to bounce something to the hand. The only target is the Zoma. So that's what Zaid was going for there. Still lost the top one, yep. Can I read him? No, cannot. Wait, can he read? Did he not know that it was a mandatory effect? Interesting. Maybe Zaid didn't know that that was a mandatory effect, and he was just offerings it because my offering's highest attack monster, so I don't lose. Because that's also a thing, is that would have been lethal damage, so he offerings the one with the biggest attack. Oof, Zaid has nothing in the grave. Does he have a Union Scramble? He needs these XYZ boys, the gang, back on the field. Otherwise, it's not looking good. Offering the big number. Oh, he does have the Scramble. That is going to give him XYZ, which means he will get back an XYZ Dragon Cannon. So, that's right, Union Hanger will also search a Z. Ooh, which does mean that he can equip the Z next turn, boost the Y, and swing over the Kaiser. So maybe Mike can crash the Zomas here if he wants to. Well, we'll choose. He can crash him, or he can just not do anything and keep the Zoma out. And more than likely, Zaid will crash the X anyway. Kill Y he can. No, the Y, yes, he can swing the Zoma into the Y and do 21 if he wants to, because this Z is attached to it. Or he can crash into the X so he can get rid of a monster. Because more than likely next turn, this Z is going to be equipped to this Y, so that it can then kill the Kaiser. Kaiser's effect will activate and bounce something to the hand. He can bounce the Y. Is the Z? The Z might be attached to X. I actually didn't see. I don't think he can do that though, right? Let me see. Okay. Yeah, when a light machine union monster is normal or special, you can equip. So specialing the X won't trigger the Z. It has to be equipped to the Y. He's just gonna kill the Z though. He can do that as well. And force the purple boy. Now Zaid. Ooh, he can. Well, this is only once per turn though. He can, I guess, put the Y. Skip 400. That's only gonna tie though. And Zaid does have to skip his draw phase, so this is not looking good. Zaid can go into XYZ. He has a scramble to banish, so he does have one card. Was this activated by Mike? I feel like it is, otherwise how did he get the Kaiser out? Might have forgot to, he might have put it back face down. Anybody know? He activated, I thought he activated this whenever we joined the game. But Zaid's got some thinking to do. He could make YZ, banish the scramble, and pop this. YZ's activated, yeah, that's what I thought. This is how he got out Glider. So this is activated. We're watching you, Mike, if you thought you were just sleek putting this face down. We're on to you. I can literally type in chat and be like, no, no, no. Already active. Wow, Demi Lovato? Oh, you guys can't see. Look, Demi Lovato is watching us. Holy cow. Speed Duels is taking off in popularity, dude. So hype. He is going to use the effect of Z to detach. What is Zaid gonna come? See, this is why you don't play XYZ. Too much thinking. Me play TP Warrior. Me discard counters. Pop Zoma. That's it. That's all you gotta think about. What does he want to do? If he, however he deals with this Kaiser Glider, is gonna bounce something to the hand. So he can banish to make YZ, banish the scramble, get back a card, pitch it. I think that might be the play. Is banish Z and Y. I shouldn't say anything because if Zaid's listening, I don't want to tell him what to do. But I don't even know if it's the absolute most optimal play. But soon, it already is better than Advance. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Julio? It's already better than Advance. Coach, yeah, it's technically. I'm a little because there's a way for him to like get rid of this and have XYZ in the follow-up turn. And I think that that's the correct play. He can also crash these, but that would probably be lethal if that happened. Can he? He's at 39, which is a really, really important one to be at. So he's going to banish the X. X and Y and Z from the grave. So this will let him make the X with Z. So since he already... The play that I was thinking of was like banish YZ and then make... the YZ Purple Boy, banish Scramble, return the Y, discard the Y, pop this. And then Mike is going to use the effect to put the YZ back into the deck, and then you have X versus Zoma, and then you also have YZ plus X for the follow-up turn, the XYZ. Because now he doesn't have XYZ, he just has X and Z as pieces. But he can discard this card to pop something, but if he chooses to pop this, it will get bounced. This way, though, he can pop the Zoma and then swing over the Kaiser, which is not bad. And then he'll have a follow-up XZ, which I think is also really solid. Because before he would have an X with a Zoma, which would do 18. But even if Mike drew a breaker for 19, that would only be 37, and Zayd's at 39, so he'd be at 200 life and then could go into another XYZ. But here he'll be at much higher life and be able to go into an XZ, which... I don't know, we'll see. This is game 1, so he shouldn't have to worry about lost wins or diffusion or something like that. So here should be... If this can stop it could be a Night Beam, or Nightmare Wheel. He's going to let it go through. Kaiser Glider will bounce the XYZ. And he could swing here for 15. Mike has decided not to take the damage because the skill was used, so. Good look, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, so he'll stay at 2k, and then now, see... I guess that's still fine, though. I think this board stays still, because the other board state would have been, he would have had an X here versus Gaia Zoma. So, but he could go into XYZ here with 1 card to pitch. So I don't know. I don't know. He's in top deck mode, though. He does have an XZ. He could maybe top deck a Y. He's only seen one of his Ys so far. So we will see. Zayd thinking. Which one is the fresh set? That would be the middle one. Ursus mode, yep. Trademarked. Ursus should trademark that. What could he see here? Could also see another scramble, which would be really nice. He's just gonna go straight into the XZ. Has to come out in attack mode 20, because, or I guess it does have 21. But if Mike has a book, he can get it up to 23. Here's a 24. He's just gonna pitch it to pop a set. He's gonna pop the old one. Oh no! That was a really risky pop. I feel like it probably was a Nightmare Wheel. Just because of how last turn played out, that was probably the most likely set card. I think if it was Book, he would have stopped the attack. If it was Zoma, he would have summoned him in the end phase. And we've seen Mike play before. Those are some of the only sets he has. That, and I think... Yeah, I think those are the only one that we've seen spectating him, so... Nightmare Wheel's the most likely one. And because the card was flip face up when XZ was resolving, it does not resolve. And it will not pop the set card. So the Nightmare Wheel's going to stay here, and it's going to burn this XZ for however long it takes for Zaydboy to get it off. Hopefully we don't have to sit here for 8 turns. This is still game 1, round 3, so we might already have our finalist determined. Which means we are going to be watching the winner of this match all the way to the finals, probably. $180, my god. I will never financially recover from this. I'm kidding. So, Zaydboy has a card he can discard. He can target one of these. Ooh, it is a Y. Chain's Dust. Oh, we can hit the... Yep. Might as well get some use out of it. He can Chain the Dust, hit the Union Hanger. So Zayd could have summoned that Y. And possibly searched his third Z. And had a 2100. Of course, this is also 21, so... Interesting. That was an option that he had. But the Dust would have... He did have Dust, so... He can now banish the YZ. Ooh, the YZ comes out, though. That can pop face-up spell and traps, which includes this Nightmare Wheel. And it's 22, so it just barely gets over the Gaia here. Am I gonna let that one die? Zayd can pop this Nightmare Wheel next turn. If he wants to, of course. Zoma comes up, but that's not going to be lethal on any of these monsters. Kaiser Glider. Does he have a second? If Mike sees Kaiser, he can tribute the Kaiser and start swinging. Kaiser's 24 and has an effect where he cannot die by battle to anything with the same attack as him, which XZ has the same attack. So he could crash into XZ and kill the XZ, crash into the XY if you wanted to do that and get another turn of burn off the Nightmare Wheel. So if he saw Kaiser Glider here, that is a money top deck. Thinking on his top deck. Did he disconnect again? We've been here before. Nope. Sets a card. Zaid is at 25. Is he gonna crash? He can crash the Zoma. Mike's passing. So Zaid has a choice here. He's passing over the choice of, with this card, does he want to use it? Or does he want to discard it to pop either the Zoma or the Nightmare Wheel? If he pops the Zoma, he can try and go for game and force the activation of this back row card. So I think that that's probably the correct play. Versus popping this and then having to kill the Zoma. Yeah, so he's going to discard it. And try to go for game here. What is the back row? I feel like all of the back row cards would stop this. Everyone that we've seen so far. Outside of Dust. It could be a Dead Dust Tornado. Possibly a Dead Dust Tornado. We'll leave it up to maybe. So Zaid has got game 1. Going into game 2. I kind of want to see real quick. So Hexy is up, and we do have our final. Hefted is finalist number 1. So, I mean, this is the only match that we can watch. We're going to be watching the winner of this play against Hexy, who's going to play against Hefted. However you pronounce his name. What are they going to side? So, Zaid will now have to worry about Lost Wind and Diffusion coming in to Mike's deck, and then Mike is going to have to worry about probably nothing. Maybe a Blast Health by Truth. There's not that many really high-tech card that I can think of. High-tech cards against IC Monarchs. There's not. It's not the same as XYZ Unions has some clear cards that you put in to just clap them. IC Monarchs not quite the same. It's, you know, again, it's a Mr. Consistent deck. Doesn't have like clear hard counter side tech cards. But Zaid's got to go first. Totally fine for XYZ players, unless he misplays and doesn't open Union Hanger. What the hell? Over to Mike, 5 cards to deal with this one set, which is probably a Z or a Y. Down comes Breaker. We're gonna see set 3. Oof. So now, okay, so Y is dead, and next turn if Zay seeds Hanger, it's probably gonna get interrupted. A Book or a Dust Tornado would do it. We have to do third place. I think there is a third place. There should be a third place. If not, then I will just note who lost in the top 4. So we will have a third place match no matter what. If there isn't one that's automatically, I thought there was one automatically assigned, but if there isn't one, then I'll just message the 2 people that lost in top 4 to play a third place match, and you guys can just play that match and are good to go. So no matter what third place match, and that person will get 10% of the pot, which is $18, not bad. So the Z summon is good. We're gonna see a banish here for YZ. 2100, let's see if he wants to summon it in attack or defense. Always important to consider, because if any of these back row are Lost Wind, that can just blast you in the ass. Because now your guy's cut in half, and he's stuck in attack mode to be swung over next turn. So a lot of XYZ players like summoning them in defense mode, because if the attack gets cut in half, you're not screwed. You still have a 2200 defense monster. But we'll see. I promise no Last Wind or Shrink. He said Last Wind, not Lost Wind. It's a bluff. He still has Lost Wind. Don't fall for it, Zaid. He's gonna die. He's gonna. Wow, nothing. Interesting. He had nothing. There's a Dust on the Phase. Get rid of the set. Cannot be chained. It was set this turn. Scramble. That hurts. Zaid wishing he could have set another card to increase his odds of not sniping. That means more than likely that these two are monsters. So he opened 4 monsters. Ouch. Big oof. It's okay though. Zaid won game 1. He can afford a brick in game 2 and go to game 3. It's not looking bad though. Mike did not see a monster. So. Let's see. Down comes X. This is not lethal. This is 3,900. 100 short of lethal. Swinging with the Y first. I feel like the way to play around Zoma is swing with the lower attack monster first, because if he flips up a Zoma, and you think, I don't want to take 21 if I kill this Zoma, I'd rather take... You have to stop this attack and then swing with the 18, so... He's gonna take both of them, what the hell? And he did have a Zoma. 2 Zomas. But now he can't crash them because he has no life. So... He will die if he swings. I guess he will not die if he swings into X, so... But, yeah, swinging the Y if a Zoma came up, and you decided, I don't want to take 21, you have to stop the attack and then swing with this one. Whereas if you just swung with the 18 and then the Zoma comes up. So I think to play around Zoma, it was best. I was gonna Zoma on tank attack. Is that fine? Cheating! Yeah, so I think it's a misplay to swing on the Zoma attack. Yeah, there's definitely the issue of Mike did already subtract the life points, which at that point I think is fair to say is too late to take it back. But, so potentially, depending on, Mike might be kicking himself with a misplay. It could have been Zaid Boy at 100 life, which then, if you summon a breaker, could kill the X for game. So, but Zaid does have a back row and potentially has a Sphere Karibo. It's not a very common card you see in an XYZs, especially in an inner conflict. Like, you might side it out if you were siding anything in. Sphere Karibos are not the best hand trap. They really only ran for Moth. So if you know you're not playing against Moth, you probably aren't going to put in a Sphere Karibo. It does not. I'll just type that. Okay, whatever you got. For this event, yeah, we are not following NA Extravaganza rules. They are dumb and smelly, so we follow the correct rules. Zoma doesn't take up a zone. That one is fine, to be honest. Like, if you want to argue that it should take up a zone because Konami hasn't brought over the rulings that were announced in the OCG and Speed Duels is TCG only, I can at least, like, tolerate people who say that, but people who say book stays at the hand, I can't tolerate you. We literally have message from Konami saying that it goes to grave. Goes to grave. No reason to argue with Konami on that one. Oh, you made the game? Yeah, well, guess what? America didn't kick Japan's ass in World War II to have to listen to them 60 years later on how to play a card game, okay? Stays in the hand. I'm kidding. But that's all that I can think of that goes through the NA Extrav judges' heads whenever Konami tells them how to play the card game. Dust hits a diffusion. That is in the end phase. It hits a diffusion. What a snipe. They planned though that was set this turn, so it wasn't a random snipe. He did just set the one that was set this turn. So yeah, Zoma takes a spot in NA, and I've seen. I can at least understand the argument for that. Oh no! Shinzo comes down. That's going to force both Zomas back into the spell and trap card zones, but there's only one spell and trap card zone open. This one will go to the grave. Either one of these attacks is lethal. All traps are shut off. We may be seeing Zaid go into the top 4 to play hafted book number 1. I think we need to see book number 2 here. Book number 2. Okay, well, that was kind of anticlimactic. What is the play now, though? He has inner conflict. He must see what is in the grave. Only an X. No, he doesn't see a monarch and it's over. The music was so hype to see a monarch here. Take this, tribute, swing over Jinzo. He only has an X, meaning no matter what XYZ he sees, it won't be enough to get over the monarch. Because I think the only monarchs he runs are Kaiser Glider. Oh no. But congratulations to Zed, he moves on. This is the only match that we can watch, so we chillin' waiting for them to set up their match. Until then, what do you guys want to talk about? Anybody see any good movies lately? Yep, Hefted is in finals, and we are waiting to see who will join him, Zaid Boy or Hexy. Zaid is playing XYZs. I have terrible memory and have already forgotten. Actually, we can check out a replay. What am I doing? This is so convenient. What do we got here so far? So this is game score, not match score. 6-1, 6-1, 8-2. Wow. Only one. Hexy and Zaid have dropped one game apiece. Let's not go down and embarrass people by showing the losses. All right, they got their match started. Let me go and fix this scoreboard here. Fresh match. I think this is the first time we've seen a fresh match. Literally straight from the rock, paper, scissors. So we got Zaid Boy in the top. Hexy, I just realized I have not updated the top whatever in forever. This is top 4. TP comes down. Off the bat, I do think that XYZ Unions has a nice TP matchup, but I've seen XYZ Unions lose the TP matchup, so we'll see what happens here. No, Zaid is serious. Opening the Union Hanger. He's not fucking around. Union Hanger will search him a Z to equip to that Y. Does he have 2 back rows to set? Or can he banish for a YZ and set 3 back rows? The forbidden tech from the X that every XYZ player opens against me. Union Hanger plus 3 spells and traps. Here's YZ. End defense, why not? Can't attack. Only 1 back row. Could have multiple hangers, could have multiple monsters. He's up against TP. Hexy could normal summon a monster and just smack it into this 2200 defense to get a counter if he really, really wanted to. Can remove the counter. Does he want to hit the hanger? He is. Okay, he's going to hit the hanger. It's always a tough, because you never know if they're even going to be able to use it again. But if this is a scramble, he will get to use it again, so... He didn't book. Could be an offerings. He's not going to swing. I feel like maybe you should swing to get the chip damage. It's 600 life. What are the odds that that is what separates you from defeat and victory and you get a counter on your TP? But it's okay. We'll see. That could absolutely be the right play. And Hexy could win the duel with less than 600 life. So we'll see what he wants to do. He could scramble here if he wanted to. Could also not be a scramble. Could be... I feel it's an offerings. But, because I think if it's book, you probably book the breaker there. If it's scramble, maybe you scramble back your pieces. Maybe. To get another YZ and just apply more pressure. Maybe. That's a maybe. So maybe scramble. Good chance it's offerings. XYZ is a very mapped out deck. They all play very, very similar cards. Although, we did see some people running Widespread and Mirror Wall earlier in the day, so maybe not. Maybe it's a Mirror Wall. So that X is bigger than the breaker by 200. See, this would be a second counter. Nightmare Wheel says no. Oh, Nightmare Wheel on the YZ. Never mind. Poor YZ didn't even get to attack. It just says, on your X-Head cannon attack. Fuck you, YZ. Did he have a dust? Could be a dust. So there's one count. See, he could have 2 counters right now and rip a card out of the hand. Of course, monsters that go to the grave are still live for XYZ unions, so... So let's see, he could have 3 counters. Oh, he could have had 3 counters, man, and popped the YZ here, and then swing over the X. If he wants to, he could, you know, he's going to anyway, so. And that would give him 1 more counter. Oh, I think he should have smacked that breaker into the booty of YZ. But here's the attack Zayd thinking. See, I feel like him thinking here means it's an offerings. He's like, do I offerings that? I feel like that's an offerings. Because I don't think you sit there thinking, or maybe he has a Sphere Kuriboh in hand. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, well, there you go. Union Scramble. Y and Z back. And this is probably why he didn't Union Scramble at the end of the turn, is because he would have Y and Z, but wouldn't have a way to make the X, so. I guess he could swing YZ and then swing with X and Z, and then maybe one of these guys die, and then you summon X next turn. So maybe. Maybe. But he does have XYZ available here. No battle damage will be dealt if he goes into it, but he can go into it. Hexy's got 3 counters, though. Probably not worth it to go into it. Because you're just going to go into it, not deal any damage, and then get popped next turn. Lava Golem is also a card I think really can tip a match into TP Warrior's favor. I think TP Warrior can be built in a way to do really well against XYZs. So Z's gonna equip to the Y. So maybe Zayd wants to make space to normal summon something. He does, he's got an X. This would allow him to go in XYZ and do battle damage this turn, which would be lethal if Hexy does not have Sphere Kuribohs. Because this XYZ that comes out, this Nightmare Wheel will die. Or sorry, shouldn't it have already have... This should have already been gone, right? Because the... How did the X die? I don't remember. I'm so out of it. I don't know how the X died, but maybe this should still be here. But he has 2 cards to pitch. He can pop these 2 cards and swing for lethal here. What? Just... Oh, no, it's on the YZ. I'm dumb. Rip. It's on the YZ. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Put my hat down. Can't look at me. Okay, so it's on the YZ, so he does have to pop the Nightmare Wheel. So this isn't lethal, which means maybe it was a mistake to do this, because it's just going to get popped next turn. Guy attacks stats. Yep, that's what killed the X. For some reason, I was thinking... He tricked me. He Nightmare Wheeled whenever the X attacked and put it on the YZ. So this whole time I thought it was on the X. But so he can pop. Maybe this is a dead card. Maybe. I feel like it's TP Warrior. It might be a Zoma. It might be... Hexy needs something here. This is lethal on board. Lethal damage coming in. Swings with the lower attack monster first. I like that. Says Hexy. You've bested me. I didn't expect you to do that. Could possibly be what's going through Hexy. No, he's going to flip up the Zoma on the 2100 attack. Which could be the correct play, because the other attack could just stop. Unfortunately, these are unused counters. He could be getting the counters if he had swung the breaker. He'll sphere that one. So, over to Hexy. 3 counters will be almost certainly popping this XYZ. YZ against the world. Or specifically against Hexy's 2 cards in his hand. No counters on TP. X and Z in the grave. Here's Newdoria, which can swing and pop the YZ. Is this ideal? Shit, what is going on with my screen? It's my internet just cannot handle. It's a Monday night. How many people are on the internet? I guess probably a lot. All right, so Zayd can go into. He can banish to get back a Y. So he has access to XYZ again now. I'm thinking he shouldn't go into XYZ, but he's gonna. He could just sit on the Y. I guess it could be lethal if this is a Zoma and like Hexy sees a monster off the top. Could be lethal. Here we go, chain the book. This is good too though. Only an X in the grave. Yeah, like the I don't know. Usually my internet is pretty clean. Nightmare Wheel in the standby phase. The XYZ is locked face down. He has 3 turns to get through this, and I have how many monsters? He's gone through a lot of monsters. XYZ's only plays 7 monsters typically. He has gone through 6. Oh no. Can you do that? Yes, he can, unfortunately. X, Z, Z. Oh, he has triple X. Maybe he has 9 monsters? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he potentially has another Z and another Y, maybe 2 more Ys. Maybe he does 3 of each. Most people do 2X, 2Y, 3Z. Which is 7 monsters, but he might do 3 of each one, so he'll have 9 monsters. Either way, at most, he can only have 3 more monsters in the deck, and this YZ is going nowhere. If he sees Y, though, he could make XY, which will pop face-up spell and traps. Triple X, yeah. I was hoping to have a family stream this time, but triple X. 2 counters on TP from the Nightmare Wheel. Damage 2 turns left for Zayd to get rid of this Nightmare Wheel. Union Hanger. Cycloned. Psych. Cloned. Come on, internet. Don't do this. Don't give us this fucking... Don't tease us with 240p quality. That Cyclone is such a clutch top deck. Another 500. Nothing to pop though with those 3 counters. He can just sit on them. Zayd will need to find an answer on his next turn, or we are going to game 2. Viewing his extra deck, he only has an X in grave, which is where all X's belong. I'm kidding. 1 card in hand. What could he have seen? He's viewing his graveyard. I feel like he top decked a monster here. But he has no cards to discard. Foolish Burial. He can put a Y, which will give him XY, but he has no card to discard to pop this Nightmare Wheel. If he has a scramble, maybe he messed up by not scrambling in the end phase. Hexy just setting a breaker just to eat an attack. And that's gonna be game 1 unless Zayd has something. No! Game 1 goes Hexy's way. The battle, the winner here goes to finals. Rough. XYZ's losing game 1 is never good because, as I said before, XYZ's have the highest number of blowout side tech cards, which means Zayd is now going to have to watch out for Lost Wind. He's going to have to watch out for Diffusion. He's going to have to look out for Core Destroyer, Ally of Justice Core Destroyer. All very popular tech choices against XYZ. Zayd Boy. Did Zayd Boy beat Ursus? Yeah, that's right, in the XYZ mirror match. They are siding. Zayd Boy already done siding. Hexy's got so many cards he's got to siding. It's like, oh man, I'm putting in these diffusions. I got to get in these Lost Winds. These Core Destroyers, they're going in. There's just so many cards he's siding in right now. He's having a field day. Oh my gosh, look guys, Selena Gomez is Demi Lovato was spectating, now Selena Gomez is spectating. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous. Selena, hi. I'm just kidding. TP comes up, you remember to do that, good job. Activates at the start of the duel. Can't bluff Shadow Reborn, cheaters. Zaid Boy already looking at his extra deck. Always wondered if any XYZ players are man enough to side out a purple card and side in an Arcanonite Joker and then side in like a Waking the Dragon. Because otherwise, against XYZs, you never have to worry about Waking the Dragon because their entire extra deck is just filled with their XYZ cards. They don't really... They can run Waking, I guess, and special something from the deck. Like another XYZ piece. So at least they don't go -1 whenever, or 1 for 1 whenever you pop their Waking. But it's not all the excitement. It's true. I don't know. Maybe if I was like 10 years younger, I'd be more excited to see Selena Gomez in my chat. YZ, that's going to be able to pop the face down. Maybe a bit of a misplay by Hexy setting it, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez are, oh my gosh. Pitches the X, lost win, that's a good one. It's going to, and he didn't summon the YZ in defense, which means it's completely defenseless because we are, oh no, we're not in the battle phase, sorry. So Zaid can still set back row here to possibly protect this YZ. Zaid looking at his extra. Fuck, I summoned the wrong one. This one sucks. Zaid does see XYZ. Let's piece together his opening hand. So he had X, Hanger, and... Wait, did Zaid choose to go second? Interesting. Little risky. And this is why. See, if Zaid had chosen to go first, maybe he opens with this Hanger, and he would still get Lost Winded, but he would at least have like another monster here possibly, or a follow-up play. Could possibly scramble and get stuff back. So it's a little awkward. XYZ's like, do you want to go first? Do you want to go second? You never really know. But he pitches the XY. He hasn't used a skill, so we will use it now to make XY pops face down monsters, pops face up spells and trap cards. But this one has been negated and has his attack halved, which means we're dealing with 50s, so it's 1050. Thinking. What is Hexy thinking? Oh, right, the Lost Window's reset. Can't forget that. That is very important. Zaid might have forgot he's typing. You can't do that. That's some bullshit. The Lost Wind does reset itself, which means we can respond to skills with specifically trigger effects, which unfortunately Lost Wind's skill is a trigger effect. Is Hexy typing? I'll explain. You can respond to... Alright, Hexy's typing. He should be okay. I think Hexy will explain it to him. Yep, Lost Wind says fuck you to the skill. Oh, okay, so I'll explain. Okay, you can respond to skills with trigger effects, and Lost Wind is a trigger effect, so it's a legal play. Yeah. Floodgate doesn't work because Floodgate is a fast effect. Yeah, so the Lost Wind does work. Unfortunately, trigger effects do work, so the Lost Wind will get to reset. Zaid, obviously not knowing that, that definitely hurts to just know that, wow, he actually gets to bring that back. Lost Wind, very, very strong card. There are a couple blowout cards against XYZs. Ally of Justice can completely blow you out. They can't kill it, unfortunately. Jesus, yes, actually, I have been losing weight. On the cut, dude. Like, dude, I put on like 60 pounds for COVID or whatever. Because like, fuck it, dude, I'm bulking. We bulking. What does that even mean? Oh. No, Floodgate is a fast effect. Just sounds like a trigger. A specific effect type. The effect type. Oh my god. The specific effect given to cards. You can search cards. Yeah. Yeah. Show the effect of each type. Yeah. So it will work like that. We just gotta chill, everybody. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's just Speed Duels has got a lot of weird rulings, and you just gotta chill and explain them. Oh, Demi Lovato left. No, Demi, come back. You're only partially washed up, not completely. I still appreciate you in the chat. I'm kidding. Okay, so we're chilling, waiting. While Zaid looks it up. I am head judge. I can just be like, listen here, pal. I'm the head judge. It don't matter if I'm right or wrong. Konami says I get to do what I... Well, this isn't a Konami sanctioned event, but... Yep, Demi's gone. Alright, let's see how long it takes here to... I guess I can pull it up too for people who want to know. That's for later. I'm retarded. Spoilers. Which one am I looking for here? Okay, yeah, so... Floodgate, Trap Hole, Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia. Ooh, they got the... Is that the Speed Duel? They do have the Speed Duel. Yeah, check it out. They got the Speed Duel. Or can you guys actually see it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they have like this speed. This is the Trials of the Pharaoh. OPTP. Hold up. Did you figure? Okay, you figured it out. I didn't get to show it, but if you see that screen, it says Floodgate Trap Hole's effect types are activation requirement and effect. If it was a trigger effect, it would say activation requirement trigger. It's not a trigger effect. But Lost Winds will say that it's a trigger effect. So he will get to reset the Lost Wind. He did swing into the face down. It was an Udoria, which pops the XY. And then he did use the skill Hex. He's correct. Skill was used. Why is he not going to be doing any damage? And it's still sitting at 1050 attack because it was Lost Winded. And then Midoriya pops the XY too, so Hexy just gets to sit on this Lost Wind for the next purple boy that Zaid brings out. It is not looking good game 2. And we mentioned it. After losing, if XYZs lose game 1, it's a long road to come back because there are just so many blowout cards for this deck. He sees the Gaia, gets over the YZ. Now we have to deal with 50s and the life points, but this is Dueling Book, so it's not a big deal. They had to do it with like paper and pencil or whatever. The 50 life points or the 50 attack points would start getting annoying. Has Scramble. He has X, Y, and Z in his banish pile here that he can get back. All of these are special summoned. They can all be Lost Wind, and if he makes a purple dude, that too can be Lost Winded. This Lost Wind is going to be putting in a lot of work. No, you cannot. Okay. Yes, he can be Lost Wind. Ooh, he does remember Union Hanger. That's great. We did see somebody lose earlier today because they forgot when you summon Y, you get to equip a Z from the deck. That cost him the game, unfortunately. So, 3 monsters to 1, but this one beats all 3. Zaid is going to have to go into something more than likely. Book doesn't even stop it. Guy is so good this format because of that. Or sorry, what am I talking about? We're getting into Y. So this 21 is bigger. But Lost Wind can target any special summon monster, which is this Y. That is one of Zaid's only ways to deal with this loss. I suppose he can leave this, and then he can use these 2 to fuse. Does he have a Y? No. He can use these 2 to fuse into XZ, pop this, and then... gotta be careful of the counters, but he can try and get this over. If it gets Lost Winded, he can try and get this over. That would give him 3 counters though. But Zayd would have a follow-up XYZ, so advantage Zayd, honestly, in my opinion here. No, he's gonna equip the Z. Okay, interesting. I guess just to protect it from the Lost Wind. So Hexy will get to use this turn. Did he equip this to... I don't think it really matters, but I'm gonna call so I can talk about what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna call so I can talk about what's going on. Fine, noob. You wanna do a call? Here. I'll call you. See, you called me, but I literally don't get any, I don't get any notifications. Streamer mode is on. I'm calling you, Mike. Alright. Are you there?
What's up?
God, your mic quality, dude.
Is it really bad?
I'm sorry, viewers. I have to put you through. No, it's not that bad, but it sounds like an Xbox mic. Can you guys hear him, by the way? Hang on, let me,
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
let me turn this down a little bit.
So Lost Wind does original attack, right? So it would go down to
Yeah,
750
yeah.
plus.
Let me see if I can...
Okay, that's big enough to kill Gaia. So.
Okay, can you guys hear Mike okay? There, I tried to... Finally, a sexy voice. You got a fan in the chat. It's Neo. Who would have thought? All right, so we've got
This is
Y.
interesting.
Okay.
Is this game 2?
This is game 2, yeah. So he's got this set Lost Wind. He's got... I think these Zs are... Each one is attached to a different monster. One's attached to Y, one's attached to X. So 2400 X,
so he
2100
said,
Y.
he said both to Y.
Oh,
So
did
if
he?
Lost Wind
Oh,
is a Y,
my.
it would go to 750 plus 6 plus 6. It would still be higher than Gaia by 50.
Wow, wait, really?
Yeah.
Lost Wind cuts it in half?
Original attack.
Oh, where it does it? No, it says it's
Oh,
original. Okay, yeah, so its original attack becomes 750, yeah, so it'd be higher than Gaia.
And then it would gain 12, yeah. So this is a pretty heads-up play.
Yeah, after not knowing that Lost Wind after the trigger and the fast effect thing.
Yeah, we'll get past all the misplays. Okay.
So let's see. So he can't. He's gonna Lost Wind anyways.
Yeah, he has to.
Huh? Okay, he does the 50. Okay. So he's gonna take the 50.
Let me go back in.
This is not lethal, even if both of these get in. He can just let them go in. He can let one go in, get 3 counters, and then stop the other. I think you let him go in. Keep the card face down. Just keep card advantage over the life points. I don't. Does it matter if you have 20?
It's not looking good for Hexy anyways because this guy can just make an XYZ.
Yeah, he has
and another
XYZ follow-up turn.
so.
I think Zayd got through the misplay and the Lost Winds. Let's see. Hexy's gonna pop something. He can pop the Y. That will destroy both Zs.
Yep.
They will both activate to defend their liege.
Which is weird. I always thought that was a weird ruling, but
Yeah. I totally forgot. I know that, like, I can't remember. I thought that they both got destroyed, but then apparently I said that only one gets destroyed. But yeah, they both get destroyed.
Mhm.
So, yeah, he can protect because these are, I think, continuous effects, aren't they? Yeah, that's a continuous
no idea.
effect. Yeah. Monster goes
Oh, he has Scramble in Graveyard too. This is insane. He can make
Yeah.
2 XYZs. Yeah,
That's
there's
over.
no way. So what monsters have you seen from Hexy so far? Nudoria, Gaia,
It's-
I'm assuming Breaker.
Yeah, it's continuous. Gotta piss. Like a real Yu-Gi-Oh player. He's like, fucking pause, I'll be back. Where's the bathroom? Like in the middle of during a tournament, and dude, just time to go down to the convention, ask the security guard, hey, where's the bathroom? I gotta take a piss.
Hey man, that's the best part about no time limit.
True.
I gotta pee like every other match, at least.
Wow, you
Gotta stay
might
hydrated.
want to get that checked out. Fucking every
when
other match.
when my computer freezes for 2 minutes, it's okay.
Yep. I know that feel. My computer's been freezing a bit too, so kind of annoying.
Yeah. Building book's been really bad lately, especially with all the glitches
This is
and giving them
game
stuff like
3.
goat format, taking mind controlling face downs, you can't see them, and it's really
Go
bad.
format. Yeah, the one thing I hate about is whenever people do Nobleman of Crossout, you're supposed to reveal your deck. It's in the text of the card to reveal your deck, but people can screenshot that shit online, man. Like, yeah, go ahead and reveal your deck, print screen, like real quick, and then just like open like Paint Control V, paste that. Now I got
That
your
clearly
whole
wasn't
deck.
wasn't the intent.
Yeah, that
16
wasn't the
years ago,
yeah,
so.
but it's just oh man. So yeah, I honestly don't.
Has anyone
regret
ever made you show your deck?
that. Maybe in remote duels, it did come up, and the judge says like, resolve nobleman, but it wasn't a flip effect monster.
Okay.
So we're like, oh, it's not a flip effects monster. We don't have to resolve that. Only resolves on a flip effect.
Yeah, in remote duels, okay, you can flip to them real quick, but if you're gonna screenshot my screen, then that's
Yeah,
fine.
on Dueling Book, you have to like
deserve it.
reveal your deck and just screenshot it, put into paint, and now you know every card left in your opponent's deck. It's just, dude, that's so bad.
Okay, so Hexy is choosing to go first?
Did he? Yes, he did choose to go. I don't know. I've seen it multiple times today where I think somebody else chose to go first. It was like TP versus IC, and they chose to go first, and it's just, I don't know. I guess he just wants to interrupt the Union Hanger. He wants the opportunity to interrupt
yeah,
it.
that's true.
Did he
Well,
get
we'll
a
see, 'cause
card
I
to
saw him playing
interrupt it?
Cyclone.
Yeah, if he doesn't, if he
Wow,
can't,
no.
oh no, he chose first, and he
So
doesn't
insane
open a
when you
card to
choose
interrupt
first and
it.
you can't stop Hanger. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that against Stevie in the extra, but he always cyclones my cyclone. So, like I open the cyclone, but he cyclones it. He has his cyclone and cyclones it. I'm like, well, ripperoni.
Yeah, when I'm playing IC, I choose second, and then whenever I play against XYZ, they choose first. So it's kind of a weird thing I've never experienced in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where RPS just doesn't matter at all,
Yeah.
because we always get our preferred thing.
Yep.
But yeah, picking first is high risk, high reward, and he got a little punished there.
Yep. Unfortunate.
He should have book at least.
Yeah, come on, have the book
Nothing
here.
else.
Oh
Wow, okay.
no, he doesn't.
So he has Lost Wind, Wheel, Zoma.
Yeah. He's
no
probably got a
Cyclone,
lost
no book.
wind.
No offerings, no Cyclone, no book.
One of these has to be a lost wind. That or it's just.
What do you do here? Do you
biggest
fuse?
brick. If you have scramble, I think you fuse. If not,
I like fusing into
probably not.
I like fusing in the defense and passing.
Yeah, because if he doesn't, also because if he doesn't fuse, he can't set 3. He can only set 2. So, but he's just gonna go in. This is gonna get nightmare wheeled, which it can't be lost
not
winded.
the worst
so
thing.
yeah, it can't. And now he can fuse the nightmare wall. So I think that's fine. I think that's correct.
Exactly.
It's just
No
like,
Zoma.
get
which
cards
is
out
weird.
of him.
That's what I would put the last card on. So it must be a second nightmare wheel.
Yeah, it's probably that. Oh man, that
Likely.
is just brutal. Gaia, nightmare wheel, and then probably another
Very
monster.
bad opening against Hanger.
Yeah. Oh, he will get to nightmare wheel another purple guy at least. Oh man, he doesn't even have
If he
to
has
use
breaker
the
here,
skill,
okay,
so
I was
yeah,
just about to say this. If he has breaker here, definitely pop and swing over.
yeah. He can get a fat amount of damage here. Zade, I don't think has
Breaker
spears.
Breaker doesn't really have a lot of.
And he gets another back row.
Matchup.
That's honestly like a really
Okay.
nice. That's
Not bad.
nice.
So he's
that's
gonna have 3
be
counters
helpful.
now.
Yep. He's activating Wise Effect. Pop Gaia. Just misclicked. Yeah. Oh man, 3
So then
counters.
Wheel should leave too, which is a big thing here.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, thank God that's not like Spellbinding Circle or whatever. Or which one? I swear there's one where it's like if it doesn't get destroyed, does this say destroy? Must be on the field. Wait, doesn't? Hold up. Is Wheel the one that does it?
Binding was weird like
When
that. but
it
I'm not
leaves
sure
the field. Okay,
exactly
yeah.
what.
I thought it was one of them was like when that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. And that's the only time it leaves the field. So if the monster leaves the field without being destroyed, that's right. I think it's Spellbinding Circle. That one is just stuck in your zone and you're like, well, fuck
I
me.
remember that. Yep.
It's the worst.
Bad memories.
It's the worst, but he's got 15, so he either attack is lethal now. I think every monster outside of Midoriya is a lethal attack if he gets through.
Well, he's got to have X because he didn't send any back rows, so
Yeah.
unless he like super bricked on Y and Z's.
Yeah, I'm wondering what he has. He's got all monsters, dude. I think he runs slightly high monsters. I know he runs 3X, which is not, usually it's 2-2-3. So I think he does like 3-3-3.
Oh,
Maybe.
wow.
Another hanger.
Z's.
Oh, there's the Cyclone though.
Not sure if I would have cycloned that. It doesn't seem like a Y is exactly what Zayd needs.
Yeah.
If anything, you could cyclone on the attack if you were scared of that, you know,
Yeah.
and just seal the game right there. So even if he goes into XYZ with a foolish, he's kind of screwed because of Twisted Personality.
Yeah, it's gonna get popped. Here's the X. Whatever he does, he has to do it with the skill too.
He has to pop
Yeah.
the Gaia and the Breaker.
He has 3 cards, yeah, so he can remove all of Hexy's board if he wants to. Unless this back row is Lost Wind, which it's still... I think it still could be. I don't think he's had a
Could
reason
be.
to activate
Yeah,
it
it
yet.
could be Nightmare Wheel or Lost Wind. Probably
Yep.
not Zoma, not Cyclone, not Book.
Yeah,
not
I think it's
Offering.
guaranteed not to. He would have had game last turn
Yeah.
if it was Zoma, so not Zoma. Yep, Nightmare Wheel or Lost Wind, I think almost guaranteed. 3
So if you're
banished.
him, I think you just pop the monsters, right? And you leave the wheel. It's not very threatening.
Yeah. You can just leave it and try and... You can't do any damage this turn.
Yeah.
Because it would just be wheel, or what is it? Lost Wind? Yeah. Summon in
Zadie Boy
defense.
doesn't like to summon in defense, so we'll see if he does it this time.
Nope. Let's see. Leave the most important... What can he leave in his hand? These are all monsters. I don't think it really matters.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. An attack.
Mode.
Risking the Lost Wind. Might not get punished, though. It might be a Nightmare Wheel.
Wow. Crazy.
I'm almost wondering...
Right.
Yeah, leave it. Don't
Gotta
pop the
pop that
back row.
breaker.
Yep.
Okay.
So he pitched Dust. Z.
It wasn't
Oh, he
Zoma.
popped the...
So
What?
He had game.
What?
Because he top decked Cyclone, so he had that breaker, so he knew it was game if he just played the Zoma.
Yeah, he should have Zoma'd in the end phase. I don't even know why you... Even if you don't have game, I don't know why you wouldn't Zoma in the...
You kind of push a... Yeah,
4
they're pushing like
AM
how you
Hexy.
kind of push, huh?
Yeah. I guess it is smart, though, like, leave the breaker, because it's the known back row, I guess, but... like you
Yeah, if
just-
it's not getting Lost Wind, definitely
Yeah.
pop the back row. And he discarded Dust,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
that last card is really important to him.
So I think that's correct. And now Hexy can pop the XYZ. He's only got
Can't
a
believe
Z
that
in the
was a
grave.
Zoma.
Yeah, that's just... Oh, no. That's so rough. And he doesn't have a card he can play? What could possibly be in his hand right now? Oh, no!
Oh, he said forgot to flip it. It's 4 AM here. Oh, damn. That's it.
Oh, that is a Hexy. Okay. I thought that... I didn't know that that was Hexy in the game. Oh, no. That's...
Oh, that was
I think
definitely top
that's...
deck, too.
Oh, no. He didn't flip his Zoma. And that's going to... I totally forgot this is game 3. Zayd won... So this is going to cost Hexy the finals. You stayed up till 4 AM, though. What a trooper.
Still gets to play for.
Oh, yeah,
third and
Hexy.
fourth,
Yeah,
right?
you have a 3rd place match, by the way. That might be good or bad. It's 4 AM.
With such a good prize pool, I mean, it's got to be
You could,
a
yeah,
decent
you could
amount.
make,
What, 20, 30 bucks?
Oh, it's 4 AM for his opponent, though, Samuel. I think is right, Samuel? You're the opponent. Yeah, so both of you, the 4 AM battle. Yeah, this should be, yeah, it's legal no matter what.
Yeah.
Rip, we are going to the finals.
Okay, who's in finals? XYZ versus.
Yeah. There you go. You got the excuse activated, though, Mike. If Zayd wins it, you can just... I was actually second best, and I lost to Zayd because I had to play him in top 8, so... Unlucky.
Yeah.
There you go. The excuse is live for you.
Yeah.
So you
I
should
messed
be
up pretty
rooting
big,
for,
so.
Yeah. What were you playing? Were you playing Interconflict, right? Were you playing the
Yep,
God
just
deck?
the standard with Sphere and Diffusion sided.
Got the... Oh, C finals. Finals, baby. What is this C coming from? If you... Okay, if you press caps lock, it types C on this. Okay, that's where... It's like, I am not pressing the C key. It's so far away. All right.
Ursus and Tetra are both out.
Yeah, they dropped round 1. They were
Oh.
both out round 1. Zayd,
Crazy.
or actually Zayd, so yeah, Zayd I think is the one who took out Ursus too. So Zayd going the disc. I think he plays advanced, if I had to guess. I think he's just he's just
'Cause he's
chilling.
winning?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. He doesn't seem like a bad player, and I've never seen him play before, so I'm assuming he's just.
We could argue that,
yeah.
but it's okay.
Okay, there's a difference. I think a lot of his misplays were just him not knowing speed duels. That's why I think he's
So,
like
yeah,
he's
okay,
not
yeah,
a speed
that-
duel
that's a
player,
fair
and he
point.
usually plays advanced. Is if I had to
Because
guess.
a lot of the things he was messing up were speed duels.
Yeah,
like,
it's
very
like you'd have to
concentrated.
play to know that that's
Like
how you
against
do it in
me, if he
speed
would
duels.
have summoned XYZ in defense way earlier in one of the games, it was just
Yeah,
game.
like
Okay.
summoning in defense.
Game
Yeah, like
started.
you would learn that from being like, oh, Lost Wind. I didn't even know that was in this card game. You know. So, yeah. So Zayd and Hefted are setting up their match. Sam.